Alrighty, alright. Alright. Welcome to the Tuesday night stream. I'm your host, Prophet39. Today I'll be streaming the first Descendant. Yeah, no, double whammy for this game. Don't worry, tomorrow I'll actually get to something that's a bit more consistent, so to speak. Yeah, I'll be getting to something more consistent, like, tomorrow. I'm thinking to restart Oblivion. And by that, I mostly mean, like, pick up where I last left off. So, yeah. Let me think. Yeah, the reason why is just because Oblivion's a huge time sink, and I just want something quick and dirty. So, yeah. First Descendant, a game that I, to some extent, a game that I, to some extent, have a lot of opinions on, among which is, that it's a, well, it's a pretty good game. A lot of things that I like about it are in other games. And yeah, that's really about it. The one thing that it's got going for it is mostly that compared to Warframe, it is different. For one, Warframe is kind of sort of like this flat plateau of sorts of like how all these Warframes like scale differently, and they all pretty much by the end game serve the same function of dealing as much damage as possible. First Descendant is somewhat contradictory to that. Somewhat, mostly due to the fact that, in theory, any Descendants can deal a considerable amount of damage. Some better than most, but most of the time, yeah. But yeah, because there's like specializations in terms of like the characters in this game compared to Warframe, which that's not to say they don't have it. Yeah, that's not to say they don't have it. It's just the fact that I think there's more. I can count more times than not that a Warframe in the game can become more or less just raw damage. Whilst this game, it requires a bit more thinking attached to it. Some might be detracted to it because of it, but overall, yeah. That's within the purview, I suppose. It's complicated to say that, because I play Warframe myself, and, well, I like it as well. But I also like First Descendant, too, so there's that. Anyway, this is what my character looks like now, my Enzo. As you can see here, he looks like a, he looks like just the villain of some sort of, like, kids show. Or an anime. Or even, here. Alright, but yeah. So, what's on the agenda today? Because I want something quick and dirty. Well, I'm not going to play as Enzo right now, despite that. I'll probably play him at like the tail end of this section of the stream, but I wanna do some Give me a sec. I'm trying to like piece together what I want to do. Actually, maybe I'll stick around with that. No. Let's do it. I'm gonna play as Luna, seeing as she's the hot thing right now. Give me a sec. But yeah, I'm gonna play as Luna, and I'm gonna try and level up my Ancient Knight. Because Ancient Knight is not the greatest gun, but it's hilarious to me. Just because of the one factor that it's just a literal AK. Everything about her, though, is pretty good. So far, I have gotten one of her unique skills, but it's not the one I'm looking for, and the one I'm looking for is on the Axiom Field. Problem with Axiom Field right now is that I can do it, but I can't do it alone. Which could be said for a lot of things, really. But yeah. What I'm looking for in the Axiom Field, because I'll be grinding like crazy for it, is specifically... Let me see here. I'm looking specifically for the... Oh man, where was it? Where is it, damn it? Yeah, I'm looking for the one that replaces Luna's weapon. So she uses like a megaphone energy weapon. The upgraded, the one I have right now removes that weapon, but the one I'm looking for specifically, it specifically adds a stage. There we go, Battlefield Concert. That's the one I wanted to get. But yeah, Battlefield Concert is just, it's just hilarious because because it's just so funny. Why not, you know? Alright, but yeah, I want to get Battlefield Concert because I've seen other people use it. If not just because it's powerful, then just for the fact that it's just so funny to think that she's pulling a concert in the middle of a battle. And I'm going to do this in the Sigma sector. I'm going to do this with other people because I know for a fact that, at the very least with the Luna specifically, I can't pull it off. And the reason why I'm doing Sigma sector is just so I can get the Ancient Knights blueprint. I already have the primary catalyst for the Ancient Knight 2 times over. I just need to get, like, maybe the rest of the parts, and that's really about it. Afterwards, I could assemble it myself afterwards. Oh no, I got no reactor. Shit. Oh, this is awkward. Eat some thunder! How's it I don't have a reactor? Alright, give me a sec. Oh shit. Oh, that's weird. I don't have a reactor for some reason on Luna. Oh, come on, come on. Why am I taking damage? Seriously. I don't know why my reactor isn't equipped, and I don't know why I'm taking damage right now. It's like, oh, you existed for like a hot minute. Prepare to die. Why do I not have a reactor equipped? What the fuck? Damn it, I can't equip the reactor because I'm not in a safe position. Just put on a reactor, it doesn't matter what it is. There we go. Alright. Most strangest fucking thing ever. I don't have a reactor on. Alrighty. Maybe I accidentally disassembled it somewhere down the line. I don't know. You feel the melody in your heart? Fucking Luna's just playing EDM, ever so casual like. I do like that Luna's weapons change. I do actually love the fact that the gun changes to match Luna. That's pretty cool. I'm in the rebel mood, baby. Alrighty. Alrighty. Yeah, alright, there we go. I think I'm doing a bit better now. Well, not that much better, but still better by comparison. Oh boy, it's like Madonna when she had that one. Don't be jealous, Elias, that you couldn't have these moves like me. Alrighty. Oh, there we go. Ooh, boy, that eliminated all my armor, but I'm still standing. Go, EDM girl, go! You know, the fact that I said that kind of makes me laugh a little bit, mostly because of, in NIKKE, when the cruise expansion came out. Alright, there we go. Alright, but yeah, when the cruise expansion for NIKKE came out initially, there was kind of sort of like this one, like, bullshit meme that I saw in regards to one of the characters that was involved in that story. I believe it was Jan, specifically. And one of the meme was just literally just saying while, I think, what was it? It was like a Studio Trigger or like one of the, big anime, yeah, one of the big anime studios that made the animation for that, yeah, made the animation for it. One of them was literally just like fucking saying, "Go Chinese girl, go!" Yeah. So stupid, and yet at the same time I can't help but laugh because that's exactly what it is. Yan's breaking it down. Alright, excellent. So now I could stack more garbage onto this thing. Great. When inflicting a debuff. I think it was like multi-amplification or something. I don't really think I have anything on this thing that could like trip this. Could trigger any actually, what does it do again? I think I'm trying to remember specifics about Ancient Knight. Because I know I'm familiar with the fact that it's mostly to be used with Serana. Yeah. It's mostly meant to be used with Serana. However, it's specifically, I'm trying to remember its ailment trigger type. It's fire damage. And wow. Wow. Okay, that's just... it just zeroes in automatically. When it's aimed, it's not that good. Alright, joke. Alright. Alright, but yeah. So I'm trying to think. In order for me to inflict debuffs, I already have like plus to fire damage. However, I want to like maybe trigger more status ailments if possible then, if that's the case. Let me see. What would that fall under? Got like so much. I got like so many mods here that I gotta like parcel out which one's gonna be like useful. I'm not gonna drop Better Insight because this thing's already got abysmal crit chance. So I want to at least maintain something like that. Well, I guess fire damage is my go-to right now. The chance of it inflicting status ailment is like less than 5%. So on that front, it's not really gonna be that great. But all the same, I'll take it. This thing's already a bit stronger than it should be. So yeah, there's that. Did I get a new level? Oh yes, the old man looks like an old man. That's my unlock. Alright, let me see here. I don't know if it's just me, but I kind of always prefer the default outfits for the Descendants, you know? At least the ultimate Descendants. So, alright, you may as well show it, case it now, actually. Yeah, there's always something about the ultimate Descendant look, default look, that's like really good, I'd say. Don't get me wrong, the original characters themselves look, oh my god. Alright, but yeah, the default, you know, the stock versions of the Descendants already look pretty good all around. Like, for example, this is Bunny, and as I showed prior, this is Ultimate Bunny. But yeah, this is pretty good all around. And, yeah. So that's Ultimate Bunny. This is Ajax, stock Ajax specifically. And then there's Ultimate Ajax here, who I think looks pretty baller. You have Lepic, who's pretty okay, you know, he's for lack of a better word, John Descendant. And then you have Ultimate Lepic, which is Ultimate John Descendant. But yeah, no. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then, I think I have, no I don't, alright. This is Default Blair. Or, you know, stock Blair, whatever. He's okay, cowboy dude. And then you have Ultimate Blair. Fucking... Look at that, he's a menace. Yeah, look at that, he's an absolute menace. Let me see, who else has got a ultimate that I could showcase? Actually, I have Frenya. Honestly, though, well, default Frenya is pretty good. Though I think Ultimate Frenya is a bit. The helmet, it's the headpiece. All right, the headpiece is the one thing that's like kind of the bad thing about this one, if I'm being honest. Neck down, great. Neck up, you're not even seeing much. Then there's Vasia. And then there's Ultimate Vasia. Again, you know, neck down, great. Neck up, what is there to see? And then we have Sharon. Alright, but yeah, this is Sharon. Pretty good. And then there's stock Valby. Pretty good. And then there's Ultimate Valby. You know, I'm not sure how to feel about it more directly, but it is still pretty good. Alright, but yeah, no. Some of the ultimate designs by default are really good. Is what I'm trying to say. Real quick. We have Glay. Pretty much, you know, typical doctor, professor appearance. Given the context of what the character is, it's pretty good. And then there's Ultimate Glay. Who, so, again, it's pretty good, again. Keeps within the theme that she has, honestly. I can't wait for Ultimate Enzo whenever that happens, which is likely never in my lifetime. And then there's Ultimate Luna, whose default outfit... Yeah, real quick, let me just... For the sake of brevity, because I'm not going to pull it up again. Default Luna, this is what she looks like, minus the makeup. Not bad. Not bad. And then it goes to this. Still not bad. More show-offy, if I'm being honest. Alrighty. Let's see. What do I got? Actually, did I get any ancient parts from that? Or ancient knight parts, rather? I don't think I did get anything, did I? I don't know what these percentages do. I'm not sure if they're trying to, like, incentivize me to continue grinding to build up to him, or what. And if they reset to 0. Oh, hey, it's Purple Panther. Or no, it's Blue Panther. Alright, but yeah, I want to get Ancient Knight. It may not be the best gun, but just because it's an AK, I'm gonna try and grind for it. Every other gun in this game is pretty okay in terms of design. It's very sci-fi, you know, very abstract in the way that it's designed. But then you got Ancient Knight, which is just a fucking glorified AK. You know how, like, you see those Somali warlords with their golden AKs? Yeah, well, imagine that with Ancient Knight, but it's a lot more ornate. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. I'm gonna probably do like 1, 2, 3. No, just 2. But yeah, I'm probably gonna do like maybe like 1 more, maybe 2 more runs of the Sigma sector before then switching gears to Axiom plane, to which I'll try my hand at doing like 1, 2, maybe 3 total runs for getting Luna's platform battle. I'll tell you this much. Trying to get Luna's platform battle is likely going to be much more easier to get compared to Enzo's freaking Focus Fire ultimate. Which, I should remiss, the only way you could ever get that power is by combining or by literally grinding their ever-living fuck out of the encryption vaults. That's the only way you could get Enzo's thing, in which, you know, as a you know, standard option, it's alright if I'm being honest. But by golly, if you get it like with crit, if you use it with like a high crit weapon, that's when you really are in business, I guess you could say. Because oh boy, is it great and fun to use. It lets you pretty much have an extra gun on your shoulder that auto-targets whatever is nearest to you, and assist fires whenever it can. And most importantly of all, you can now fire a collective total of 8 missiles. By default, you can only fire 4 total, which is not bad, it's pretty good. A single high concentrated power missile shot is always appreciated, compared to the stock version. But now with the ability to like focus fire and pretty much almost have it aim wherever you're looking at, and having double whammy shots, that's pretty good. But yeah, having double whammy shots is really good on that front though. I guess she's not a fan of my music. Oh well. Can't all be winners. Feel the wrath of just a literal goddamn AK. Alrighty. Deadly Arson Blueprint. Well, that's just useless to me. I don't want Arson Blueprint. I want Ancient Knight. Why do you think I'm here for? Do you know how many fucking Arson pieces I got in my back pocket? I think at this point I got like more. I got like half a dozen at least. The game doesn't want me to get my Ancient Knight to be level 4. Because they know it's going to be like, a part's going to be using this thing just because it's an AK. That's it. So let me see here right now. How many arson pieces do I have? I have 12, 13, 15, 17 total. And it's all synthetic fibers. What the fuck? Oh my god. It's all synthetic fiber blueprints. It's just like, whoops, all synthetic fibers. That's all I get. And all I got is like one ancient blueprint. Or ancient knight blueprint. God, this is so fucked and borked. Let me see. Oh, that's right, I got arc tuning now. I'll go with that. No, I'm not sure how to feel about the new Battlefield artist thing, though. It does take a... It's great, but at the same time, it also takes away the effect of Luna's identity a little bit, you know? That's what it feels like, to some extent. That it just doesn't... Yeah, the only reason why you want to get... Yeah, the only reason why Battlefield Artist is, like, really, you know, that interesting is just because it removes the gun. Yeah, it just grants yourself a buff instead of a party. It's not bad, but at the same time, it just doesn't have the same unique identity that... It just doesn't have the same unique identity that Luna would have if she had the gun. Alright, grants action to self and delightful stage. I'm curious, what does Nimble Footstep do? Inspiration goes up, so... You know, I'm curious what this is about. It's probably not going to be that great. Nah, actually... It does increases the distance of stuff, right? So, I don't know. I think I'll go with aggressive melody for the time being, then. This is my first time exploring Luna. As you probably witnessed prior, I had the stock version of her. But this is me, like, actually going in depth to learn her. Same way with Keelan as well. I liked him for a while. He reminded me of, like, Excalibur because he had the dash/slash skill. But outside of that, it's just kind of like whatever, and yeah. I do kind of wish that when it comes to, like, some weapon animations and the like... You're talking to a guy that has no melody or rhythm. Your concert's over, boys. Get the fuck out. Venue owner says, get the fuck out. I kind of feel like that for certain characters, they should handle, like, certain weapons differently, you know? Like, unique weapons, like Luna, for example, she should have, like, an idle animation where she's just, like... Or not idle animation, like a running animation that's, like, different from, like, how... Fuck it, I make my own melody. Oh boy, come on. I don't know what the purple one does, but it does something, alright? Never have I had this much trouble trying to maintain my zeros and rhythms since... Well, never actually, because I don't play rhythm games that much. Oh, boy. It's like you expect me to maintain a rhythm in the middle of a fucking fire zone? Are you kidding me, man? You can't beat the melody in my heart, man. Yeah, I got a new skill for Serana. Divine Surge. Fuck, I got more arson shit. Come on, man. I got more arson shit. God damn it. I don't want arson. I want Ancient Knight. If I get the blueprints, that's fine. But at least give me some of the parts for it, too. Why is arson so popular? The only reason I can imagine why it is just because that they were meant first and foremost for Blair, and because when it comes to munitions for weapons like that, they are sacrosanct. They are far and few between to exist. So now I have 3 of these blueprints that I can use. Ugh, jeez, let me see here. Let's see, can I? No, not yet. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. Battlefield artist, sure. Let's see how these works. Explosive inspiration, hitting them when fire and when using remix. Puts enemies at charm at the higher levels. Ammo is restored, and each one is designed at the specific amount. Okay, now that's pretty interesting. That is actually interesting. Okay, I didn't know about the restoring ammo part. Trying to think. What do I want? What do I want? Tempted just to slap on Thunder Cage on her. But at the same time, I need to like diversify my portfolio of weapons because this is all I got. Rifles and a shotgun or two. Alright, okay, you know what? Yeah, alright. Time to switch gears over. Time to be the Enzo. So let's go to the Axiom Plains, because that's the only place I could think of right now that will grant me... That'll give me the stuff I need. Specifically, I just want to get Luna's... Like I mentioned, the Battlefield concert thing. But here's the kicker, is that it's a 5% chance of it dropping. I should remiss and remark that when it comes to Enzo's skill of gathering, I think specifically it was like... I think it was like a 2 to 3% chance or something like that. It was remarkably low. Guess time for me to do some reading. Alrighty. Alright, let's do this mission. Decontamination. Maintain. Alright. Maintain a steady flow of organic materials among the Vulgus ranks. Oh god, oh god. 5-finger salute across my ass, eh? Yeah, my weapons, they're potent against Sigma Sector enemies. But the problem is, Axiom Field is higher and higher than usual. The only thing that's reliable right now is just the fact that Aish. Come on. Yep, right now I just gotta rely on these weapons right now. Pray that there'll be enough. There we go. Aish. I think I could probably get like one reward out of it right now. Assuming I could get rid of the Priest of Nazar. Oh boy, thin the ranks, boys. Thin the ranks. Aish, come on. Yeah, like I said, my stuff is not optimized as well for the Axiom fields. Might have to bust out Thunder Cage or something. I don't wanna, but I will. Right now I'm just trying to get enough resources to maintain the organic sample line. Alright, there we go. I don't got enough to justify continuing on, so this is what I'm gonna do. At least one thing's for certain is that that encounter was at least eye-opening enough for me to gauge my actual capabilities, though. Yeah. Let me see here. Wonder if my executor shotgun will be of some assistance here. Let's try that mission again, but with the shotgun. Alright, let's see if we could try to maintain above 0. Well, it's doing something. Not much, I might add, but it's something alright. grief. My shotgun isn't strong enough to... Alright, let's thin the herd out a bit. Alright, it seems like the XQ shotgun is actually doing something, but not effectively to the point that it could actually be as efficient as I hoped. Still, as I say, it's above 0, so that's more than I could say than most. Alrighty. Look at this shit, though. Look at this. It's just like there's so many of them, and the thing is that my crit, because I'm using the, because my shotgun just deals like obscene amount of crit off rip. Oh. Oh, fuck. Come on. Damn it. The priest regenerates. It's a good thing we thinned out... Well, I thinned out the horde a bit. Alright. God damn it. I don't want to fucking melee the guys. Where the fuck is that priest, though? Let me see if I could get 2, because I can maintain... Alright, there we go. Alright. I wonder how melee weapons will be like in this game. I would imagine that it would kind of sort of be like the way Destiny would handle their melee weapons. Where it's like this like super ultra mega like variant heavy weapon sort of thing, you know? That's what I imagine it to be like if there were ever to... if it was ever to be shown off. But at the same time... I can't help but think to myself and wonder... Oh god, I gotta get a headshot on him now. Yeah, let's hope that this thing got good headshot capability, you know? Oh, it does. What are the odds? Alrighty. Ugh, more core amplifier. Ugh, jeez. Earnable per organic sample. Yeah, but the main reward I want to get is the... Do I have to get like... Do I have to get like 5, I think? Let's try a different combat mission. Actually, before I head out, let me see here. Yeah, right now my executioner is not that good. Let me switch it out real quick. Just keep on firing a salvo's worth of shit right there. You know, I get myself one of them, yeah, I gotta get myself, like, one of them, like, really advanced core stuff, you know? Stuff that augments my weapon to be even more powerful than usual. I think I should have enough to make one, actually. Probably double check, though. Because I don't have any more resources to, like, sustain a reroll. Don't mind me, I'm just a liquidator. Yeah, don't mind me, I just walked out of the maw of hell. I just love the fact that I got swarmed and I just walked out of the maw of hell. Yeah, I don't know how to get to them right now. They're like... Well, best I could do is try and support overground at least. Oh, I see. I'm a fucking moron. Call that a scratch, you fucker? That felt like a baby slap right there on my face. Got a restored heart and an eraser blueprint. What the fuck is an eraser heart, though? Let me see here. See. Oh, restored heart changes the ring of gravity to gravitic reversal. The skills grant to allies. Oh, okay, I see. This is one of those things where I actually should probably... I have 2 of them. Intimidation release. Interesting. Okay. And Gladiator. Defeat an enemy with a charged sub-attack. Cooldown will be 50% reduced. Well, that seems a bit presumptuous to assume that I'll be able to do that with a charged sub-attack. Where do you get off in telling me that, oh yeah, no, you need to first have like a dozen fucking melee attacks at the ready? Because all you get is like 1 charge attack. That's it. Anything after that and you're fucked. The Axiom Plane is such an interesting place in the sense of the way that it's designed, if I'm being honest. Obviously, it's supposed to be like a battling, you know, oil refinery type thing. But it's one of those things where it's just like how minimal presence it has. Yeah, how minimal presence it's got for enemies. You'd think a place like this would be swarming with like a shitload of enemies just like wandering about, but no. I think that's kind of sort of like the issue with Nexon's approach for the first Descendant a little bit. It's just the fact that they won't allow for enemies to roam around. Right now the map is just literally a backdrop to facilitate like combat. Alrighty. Hey, me. What's going on, me?
너무 많군요. 어쩌면 수송기는 정말 차원 규모죠. 이건 또
현재 엑시온 편으로 거대 여러 채가 접근 중입니다. 레이더에 잡힌 크기로 봤을 때 잠깐, 이건 거신 사이즈가 아닌데.
벌거사.
이에게 잘한다. 내 세계를 구하기. 이놈들 처음이자 마지막 기회를 주지. 결정할 힘이 있는 자, 내 앞에 모습을 보여라.
이건
통신은 일방향입니다. 그런데 방금 카렐이 제안이라고 했나? 놓으라고. 알파, 알파.
재물과 함께 세상으로 가게. 가리, 나쁜 자식.
네. 지금 당장 카르를 만나야겠습니다. 어떤 방식이라도 좋으니 벌거사 좀.
스텔론 부관님, 아직 통신 분석이 완료되지 않았습니다. 적들의 함정일지도 몰라요.
네, 그런 가능성도.
정 나가시겠다면 작전 자령권 주고 가십시오. 저격 어머와 신속 대응 병력.
알겠습니다. 다만 절대로 먼저 공격 명령.
네, 확인했습니다.
Alrighty. Back to the Axiom Plane to get myself a 5-finger salute across my ass cheeks. That's right, I decided to wear my default outfit now. Can't flex on these guys too hard with my own fly drip.
알파는 어디 있지? 원하는 게 뭐야? 당장 전력을 풀어줘.
Oh shit! Oh my god. Oh god.
우리랑 무슨 상관이야?
Oh boy. Oh god, she's dead.
잉그리스도 거신에게 노출됐어. 니놈들이 일으킨 대지양 때문에. 학살은 여기서도 진행 중이라고. 그만둬 이 피로먹을 자식아!
Oh, the drama. Oh shit, is she still alive? Oh, I thought she'd actually be dead. Shit. Oh, what unfortunate existence she must live now. She's probably a cripple. I wish I was joking, but you saw what happened.
저격팀, 알비온으로 귀환하십시오. 타격팀도 알비온으로 즉각 복귀를 명령합니다.
What's this? Oh. Full jacket, coupler.
단 1초였습니다. 단 1초면 카렐의 눈 사이를 정확히 맞출 수 있었단 말입니다. 우리 사람들이 당하고 있었는데 왜 명령을 안 내렸어?
그러니까 나 다리에 계속 힘주고 있었는데 신호만 떨어지면 바로 튀어나가기. 설마 저 벌거스 자식만 믿는 거 아니지? 나 진짜
그렇게 간단한 문제가 엔저 잠깐이라도 통신 거. 얘들은 내가 뭐 좀 먹이고 있으니
What are you talking about? I'm like right here. What are you talking about, man? I'm right here, right next to you, looking at you. Man, Enzo's just going through something. Yeah, I'm right here. Time to talk with myself.
버니와 헤일리는 많이 실망한 것 같습니다. 당연합니다. 카렐은 인류의 속죠. 그런 놈을 눈앞에서 보내줬으니까 우리 병사들과 해리스까지 무참하게 대지한 이후 인류의 영혼은 카렐과 벌거스 그리고 거짓을 물린 우리 세대는 그 목적만을 위해 태어나고 제 마음이 이해되십니까? 계승자들
Well, yeah, I understand how you feel. I'm you.
카렐의 제안은 여러분은 카렐은 그걸 알고 있는 듯했어요. 헤일리가 조준하고 있던 것도 알고 있는 하지만 보란 듯이 서 있었죠. 그건 이게 아마 이 데이터도 그런 자신감에서 보냈을 겁니다. 알비온에 도착해서 보니 제25의 벌거스 양식의 데이터가 전송되어 있더군요. 카렐이 말했던 클리포스 대학살인의
Just do some light reading, I guess. Oh, so that's what happened.
카렐의 제안 모든 계승자를 융합시켜 새로운 철의 심장을 만 우리가 제안에 따르면 그는 이 우리가 어떤 의미를 알파냐 이 열쇠를 어떻게 사용 전 지금까지 수도 없는 선택을 해왔습니다. 인류를 위해 우리 참모들은 최선의 결과를 위해 버려야 할 것과 버리지 말아야 할 것들을 배워왔습니다. 하지만 지금은 모르겠습니다. 대를 위한 소수의 희생 그 머릿속에 뒤로 그저 내밖에 생각나지 않아요. 그녀에게 반지를 주고 싶은 생각뿐이에요. 제 길
Vertebra was shattered. Shit. Like I said, she was like bare fucking crippled at that rate.
왔어? 너무 그렇게 많이 보지 마. 없던 수줍음이 다 생긴다.
I'll stare all I want if I gotta.
엔조가 나와준 덕분에
Cheeser says, holy crap, an hour late.
내가 아니라 알파를 내일 아니면
Anyway, how have you been? I've been well. How have you been, Cheeser?
근데 한 선생, 넌 대체 왜 살아있는 거야?
왜가 아니라 어떻게겠죠? 뇌 검사도 해줘요? 일단 반장님 신체에서 반重력 현상이 일어났었어요. 누군가 아르케를 사용한 흔적 같은데
It's a nice cool day today.
그건 따로
Yeah, that's good to hear.
신경 쓰지 마세요.
It was kind of the same way for here in New York as well. Got some bow practice in.
그러니까 말이에요. 대체 무슨 일이 있었던 거예요?
송이가 차원 균열 속으로 빨려 들어갔었어. 난 그냥 넋이 나가 있었고 보이는 공간을 정신없이 빙글빙글 돌다 보니까 벌거스 함대 한가운데 있더라. 우리가 그렇게 찾아다니던 카렐의 함대 속에 말이야. 걔네 입장에선 웬 떡이야 싶겠지. 가뜩이나 안 풀리던 마당에 적군 지휘부가 통제를 불러 들어왔잖아.
알파는 살아있는 거죠?
알파랑 내일은 붙잡히자마자 다른 곳으로 데려갔어. 수뇌부라는 걸 뻔히 알고 있었을 거야. 난 아무것도 못했어. 그냥 둘의 비명소리만 들어야 했지. 아니면 내가 비명 지르고 있던가.
고문이라니. 협상 테이블을 차린 게 카렐이잖아요. 재미로 고문하려면 다 데려갔을 텐데.
적 진영의 지휘부를 사로잡은 거야. 전에 쥔 패가 셀 수 없을 정도로 많아진 거라고. 만약 알파와 내를 고문해서 알기는 최종 방어고 그땐 제한 따위 할 필요가 없는 거지. 무력으로 알기를 접고 그런 의미에서 나는 카렐한테 매력적. 정말 쓸모없어서.
우울감, 무기력 하나같이 환자한테 안 좋은 거예요. 차라리 화를 내요. 이러시죠.
내가 화를 안 내는 거라고요? 이렇게 한심한 걸로 혼자 돌아왔는데? 알파와 넬이 고문을 당할 때 난 바닥만 봐야 했어. 둘이 그렇게 비명을 지르며 고통스러워하는데도 그 기력을 아르게 난 왜 없는 거야? 그게 있었다면 난 죽도록 싸웠을 걸.
살아 돌아온 건 한심한 게 아니고
계승장, 페리스를 지켜줬던 나르키에 대해서 나누고 싶은 이야기가 있어요. 가능하면 지금 바로 전달하고 싶군요.
Alrighty.
세레나 안토니에타 인사드립니다.
계승장, 페리스를 보호했던 나르키 입자가 엑시온 상공 균열 너머에서도 관측되고 있어요. 보이드 공간 속에서 점차 강력해지고 있군요. 이번 사태로 조금씩 쌓아올렸던 인류의 승리가 위태로워졌습니다. 지금 상황에서 인류가 선택할 수 있는 길을 하나라도 더 확보. 내가 균열 너머에 있는 아르케를 분석하려면
Oh joy. We get to go into void space again. Great. Back to the Axiom plane to get another 5-finger salute. Alright, you know, I think I might save that for another time though. Let me see here. How much garbage do I got in my back pocket right now? Other than like a lot. Alright, got Eugen and I got some more garbage. And all of it, loot orbs. Real quick, let me go through an MTV Cribs right now. Alright, well, this is my bedroom, everybody. And this is just my room. Where's my blinding white armor? The blinding white armor has been repainted to be a silver armor instead. It still can be blinding white under the right conditions, but yeah. I went with shiny silver instead. Although I still have access to the old paint, so it's not all gone. Alright, but yeah. Anyway, so this is what's going on in my room now. Just got, all this stuff. Let me see here, though. True command console. Let's see here. Sure. Just put that there. Can you put random colors on random parts? Would like to see if it's fine if you don't wanna keep it. I'm just curious. Let me see if I can get randomized colors on this thing. I don't think I can randomize the colors. Well, I could, but I have to like manually choose it myself. Yeah, but yeah. Just this is what I got off rip right now. Let's see. Oh my god. Just choosing at random. Oh boy. Okay. So yeah. Here we go. Just the most pre-kindergarten looking shit possible. It's just the most pre-K shit you've ever made. This is like if you've ever watched Evangelion. It's pretty much just that. It's just like a really shitty Evangelion right now. Oh god. Let me see real quick though. I am curious about the undersuit part. I don't think I got anything that could augment that further. Do I? No, I don't. Okay. All my good shit has been taken away. Because all I got is this, like, deep enamel black, which is a choice. That's for certain. Actually, I'm curious. What would it look like? I can't look at it. Well, one thing's for certain, my character's ready for melee combat, if ever it comes. Let's see. Is there anything to put in my room? Because all I got is like literal, just literal random shit I just got. Let's see, collectible stand. Damn it, I don't got a big figurine to put there. I don't got a... Yeah, all I got is just random guy, and that's it. So I got 2 figures of a woman casting frost magic, and a guy that's a healer. Awesome. Plain terrarium. No, I'm good. Just put down like all Ajax here. Oh, hold on. How many? Oh. Need a save roll. Save roll. Need a -5 to succeed. Yeah, the only way you're gonna get a -5 is you literally have like a 2. Is if you roll a nat 1 and then afterwards you got like a freaking 2 to that stat or something. Just be literally an invalid in that skill respectively. Whether it be charisma, intelligence, strength, dex, or whatever. You know, I'm surprised that... I am surprised that the Nexon added... Or, well, hold on, let me see. Nexon, I think it is... There's like 2 developers attached to it, isn't it? No, it is Nexon. It's just one of their subsidiaries. No, whatever, let's just call it Nexon anyway. Alright, but yeah, so... Surprised that Nexon decided to make a full-blown explorable space, though, here. Would have thought they just would have had, like, sections that you could, like, wander through, and that's it. Alright, but yeah. Just got, like, 2 people playing with the Rubik's Cubes. Alrighty. Alright, that's a wrap for the first Descendant. Now let's get to the Garry's Mod component of this stream. To which, let me think, because I gotta... One moment, I actually gotta step away for a moment as well, actually. I gotta do some quick house cleaning before I press on. Yeah, alright. Alright, give me a sec, I'll be back shortly. So, yeah. Alrighty, I'm back. Like I said, I had to do some quick house cleaning, but yeah. Alright. Doing dishes? Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what was going on. Doing some dishes, taking out some trash. That's what was going on. Anyway, yeah. So, Garry's Mod. The game that I have not... Well, I haven't touched the game. But just mostly I've been playing it here and there every now and then. And, yeah, that's really all I could say. Oh, let me see. There's like a dozen things I want to touch here. Never seen Garry's Mod gameplay. Well, I'll tell you this much. You're not going to see any now. Not because I'm not going to be playing it, but just because I'm going to be using it for... just because I'm going to be using it for, like, different stuff. It's probably used by other people for the same reason, or the same things too, but... yeah. Let me see here. Alright. Alright, so right now, because I subscribe to like a fucking kajillion mods, I gotta wait for it to cycle and be done right now. If there were ever to be a definition as to what my Garry's Mod game is like right now, it's utter mayhem and chaos, is the best way to describe it. Because like I said, I got like more than like at least I think I got like 100 mods installed right now, and I'm gonna install like 100 more now. Actually, while I'm doing this, may as well actually thin out some of my mod list stuff. Alright, time to go in and start self-reporting right now. Oh yeah. Alright, let's see what we got that's an issue. MW, Renaissance. Hidden add-on. Crux World. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. I regret nothing. Trying to see. Bro, are these your pictures? No, they're not my pictures. These are thumbnails that were already uploaded to the workshop. So right now, I'm just going through the mods I do that I already am subscribed to. And the answer is a lot. I'm trying to go through and disable some of these right now. Some of these being the keyword, because I got like... I'm trying to think. I got like a zombie mod that's a pain in the ass. Along with, what else? That's right, I got like the Call of Duty Modern Warfare weapon gear too. Which isn't bad, but at the same time it's also trying to sort of, cock splat, pain in the ass type of thing, you know? Let me see. Bio Annihilation, sure. Alright, but yeah. This is like an extensive look through and look back as to my mod list right now. Let's see. Female witch head trap. Yep. Nails. Jeez. I'm trying to look through and find specific mods that might be a pain in the ass right now, interfering with my stuff. Because for the most part, I know that there's like a few of them around somewhere. Let me see here. It's just all crossfire for like fucking pages on pages. Alright, now we're getting back into like the normal stuff. Let's see. Alrighty. So I got yeah, so let's see. I'm trying to find certain things that might be interfering. Like for example, I got like a camera mod on that's sort of great, but I think I have like something interfering with it. And I gotta uninstall that one because that's no longer useful because it's hidden. So there's that one removed. Alrighty, yeah, I think, yeah, at this point it's just, I want to be under entities, effects. Let me see. Alright, I'm literally like legit looking through some of these things right now. Do you make video games in Gmod? Yesn't. Alright, that yeah. So pretty much you can make games in Garry's mod. Some people actually have done that as well, actually. But it's also, I'm trying to find the best way to describe it. Oh. Give me a sec. But yeah, some people have made video games in Garry's mod. Some people haven't. And some people just make videos of them. And some people actually make photos of him. Pretty much think of it as like think of it as this, is that it's a interactive version of a renderer program. To some extent or another, people have actually made like animation photos in this game, which, you know, is valid. Some people have like made their own like bullshit games in their heads and such, with like made up rules and such. And then you got like some legit stuff like Trouble in Terrorist Town. I think one of them was like a port of a Half-Life mod called Hidden. And then there's a recent one called Beat Run. That's a very controversial one. I think that's the one I was looking for. There we go. There we go. I think the lagger is what I was looking for. I'm just gonna disable them though. I'm not gonna uninstall it in case I do want it, but yeah. Okay. Alright. Alright, yeah, this is fine, I think. Oh, and also this one too, because the simple head bob, I think, is just causing problems too. I'm trying to simplify my stuff, and I'm using things that are, I'm using things that nowadays are much more simpler, lighter, and advanced. Alright, there we go, because, yeah, alright. Alright, that thins things out a bit, I think. Should probably... Let me look up... I think that's really about it, though. Alright, yeah. Yeah, okay. I think that's... What's this? You know, I want to say that Garry's Mod is Roblox, but for mature people, but that's inaccurate because... G-Zerp says, all I've seen people do is goof off in this game. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. Some people have tried to turn this game somewhat into Roblox because of the extreme sandbox nature of Garry's Mod. However, to another extent, that would be a gross... Yeah, that would be a gross simplification of sorts for how the game actually is. At least it is, or Pedalox. Yeah, so pretty much that's really the best way to put it. It would kind of sort of be... Nope. It would kind of sort of be like Roblox, except this one actually has standards. And along with that, I'm trying to remember specifics. Because I know for a fact that when it comes to Garry's Mod, despite the developer Garry not being at the helm of the game anymore, he still cares of like certain things in the game. So, history lesson time, boys and grills. So, history lesson. So yeah, yeah. Let me see here. So, quick history lesson about Garry's Mod. So, Garry Newman, the developer of Garry's Mod, has pretty much made it fairly clear and evident with his stance on how people have modded their Garry's Mod. Suffice it to say, and to put it simply, it is pretty laissez-faire. Pretty much almost anything goes. However, despite that being the case, Garry has always been very much against one specific mod, and that sort of set a precedent for, like, a lot of stuff, right? And this was the, I'm trying to think if there's a right word to say it, because to some extent, the platform of streaming I'm on doesn't like when certain words are used, but I don't think there's any other way I could really go about it, because anything else will be selling it short. Ah, fuck it, I've not centered myself that much in the first place, so I'll just say it. So, for Garry's Mod, there's a deranged history of people modding in rape into the game. Yeah. There's been a history of that actually being the case. That being, I think, as early as Gmod 10, I think. There's like a history about it as well. There's like a few history videos about that type of mod going around. And so pretty much when it came to Gary Newman's response to that, pretty much his response was like, you could mod whatever the fuck you want in the game and I won't stop you, but that one thing specifically, and by proxy, you know, a few other things as well that he probably hasn't said, but, you know, goes with the turf, I guess. That one mod being an example, and being said as an example, is one that I will not allow because my name is on the game. It's called Garry's Mod. And so that's why he removed... That's why, since the, I guess, advency of that mod's existence, it has been both banned and removed. Some people, for one reason or another, would implement that to their servers because, believe it or not, there are Garry's Mod servers with that type of thing in it for one reason or another. But, you know, I digress for a moment. The point remains, though, that Gary Newman had made his stance clear and evident on removing and banning that mod. And to say the least, despite him, again, like I said, not being directly involved with Garry's Mod itself, as he's currently working on Sandbox, the game that's supposed to be like Garry's Mod, but there's no Sandbox game mode, Garry. Anyway. But yeah. So, he pretty much set a precedence for banning and removing that mod. People have tried to add it in, but every time it comes up, it gets shot down before it has a chance to take off. You would have to go through, like, the literal back pages of Steam's workshop trying to find that. And even then, nobody will want to pick it up because, well, why would you? For some, it would be a juvenile curiosity, but for anyone else, it would just be, no, why would you want that? Alright, right now my game is loading. Alrighty, here we go. Let me see, what do I got for shaders right now? Because I got like a dozen things going on. Cascade. Shadow mapping. Give me a sec. I'm playing around with new settings that I just picked up just now. I want to make a fantasy type thing going on. Oh boy, that is not good. Alrighty. Alright, well at the very least now my game is somewhat stable. Let me play around with some guns real quick. No, now I could actually aim down sights. Oh no, I can't. Never mind, I spoke too soon. What is this shit? If I move, I can only point aim? Seriously? Boo! Let's see. Let's make myself this, just some rando weapon. Let's see. Corvus, Tac Light, Grenadier. Yes, Grenadier. Let me channel my inner Jonathan Rambo. Oh, you want to play rough? Let's play rough. Say hello to my little friend. Alrighty. The one thing that I like about Call of Duty is just the guns. Anything else afterwards is just kind of like whatever. Let me see here. Let me double check to see if the... let me see if the other Modern Warfare weapons are working. Yep. And while I'm at it, may as well use some... Oh yeah, that's right. When it comes to specifically the, yeah, alright. So when it comes to specifically the Modern Warfare base weapons, I'm having a bit of an issue, it seems. Alrighty. Just got myself this good old-fashioned... minigun. It costs $4,000 to fire this weapon for 12 seconds. Oh wait, no. What was the quote again? It costs $400,000 to fire this weapon for 12 seconds. Nah, I'd win. Oh. Alrighty, let's see here. Is there any like effects I got going on that's like causing more critical stuff to be whatevered? FX anti-aliasing, okay. A chromatic aberration. I don't think that really matters if I already have chromatic aberration. That'd be like a double whammy. Okay. Alright, yeah, no, I'm pretty happy though about this now. Because before I was like having a lot of conflict issues. So now that I've simplified the... and now that I've simplified it a bit, now I can actually... hopefully have a better time. Let's see. Where's my legs, damn it? My legs are missing. Alrighty. Alrighty, let's see here. So this is a Skyrim map. So let's see if I can identify some of the places here, because this map is actually pretty extensive. Let me see. This is no, not Whiterun, shit. Winterhold, sorry. So this is Winterhold right now. Yeah, Whiterun looks a lot colder than usual. Oh no, fuck, it's Windhelm! Fuck, god damn it. It's not Winterhold. Winterhold's the one that's, yeah. Winterhold's the one that's fucking whatever. I think, yeah, that's the one that's by the tower. This is actually the border to Cyrodiil, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I last looked at Skyrim's map extensively, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm not mistaken, this is by Morthal, I think? Shit, no, not Morthal. Falkreath! There we go, Falkreath, because that's the one where the Hearthfire expansion, like, kicks off, I think. Here's Whiterun. Look at this place. Looking all source material and such. And wow, fucking Markarth. No, not Markarth. Yeah, no, I think it's. Damn it. Are we playing Skyrim GeoGuessr? Yeah, now this is a matter of pride now. There we go, yeah. Markarth is just right next to fucking Whiterun right now. Let me see, where's this now? This is all, no, this is one of the random, yeah, so this is just one of the random Dwemer mines. This is another border to Cyrodiil, I think. I believe, because where we came from is Solitude, this is probably Dragon's Bridge. Meridia's statue. Is this supposed to be Elder Scrolls? The map is supposed to be, yes. Dragon's Bridge is right here, but the settlement is like further down, it looks like. So there's an inn. This is just a random fort encampment, I think. And this is Solitude now. So this is Solitude, this is the Blue Palace. Alright. So they got pretty much almost all major holds that matter in this map. This is... yeah, no, this is just Windhelm, like I was trying to say. Hold on, is there murder in this house? Let's see here, because this is the murder house, I think. Boo! 0 out of 10. Where's the murder? Alright. Murder house is in Windhelm. Yeah, this is Windhelm right now. I'm trying to remember. This is specifically where this is the quarter it's supposed to take place in. Here's the graveyard. Can't go in any of it though, so... Alright, let me see if I could find a... yeah, I'm just right now looking for a location that I could possibly set up a photo op. There's a few instances here, but I wanted to be like somewhere on the road a little bit. At the same time, there's like so much iconography that I could spot out. It's kind of hard to do, you know? Along with that, some of these houses aren't exactly high quality. I mean, don't get me wrong, in a roleplay setting, this is great, but... can you find the exact point where the player can see the world? And I mean the wagon cutscene. Let me think. I don't think Helgen is on this map tile. Because in theory, when you enter into Skyrim, you were pretty much near Riverwood. You first arrive in Helgen, but then by proximity, it goes to Riverwood. And then afterwards, it goes to Whiterun. So in theory, if we're going to go by that logic, in theory, this is my guessing, because the two instances do not exist in this map, this is where the player would have to enter through and go down and, in theory, reach Helgen, Riverwood, and then Whiterun. But because it's only the major holds right now, it's just Whiterun. And I should remind people who don't know, Whiterun is centralized smack center in Skyrim. So, suffice it to say, you know, you would have to go like pretty deep inland just to reach Whiterun. And then be executed. Yeah! Hold on. Oh no, I died because I illegally crossed the border. Alrighty. Alright, let's see here. You monster! Justice! Death to the Stormcloaks! Alrighty. Alright, let's see here. I'm clearly too distracted to actually use that map, so... Let me see here. Is there any, like, sandbox maps I could use that's, like, somewhat... like... medieval-ish? At the very least, something I could use that would be... let's see, what's this? See. Ai, Shido. Let me see, what's this? On guard. Do I not have any of the Vindictus maps that I expected? I don't think I do, because some of them... I'm gonna say a slur in Draconic. I don't know what Draconic sounds like. I know it's like a series of, like, throat... like, back of throat and, like... Koch or something like that, so, yeah. Shouts, yeah. Alright, so right now I'm actually like legit going through and seeing if I got any maps. And the answer is not immediately I could use off rip. That being said, I could try and find something that would be the equivalent. Thing is, I'm manually looking through some of these right now to figure out... Let's see... I think this one might work. Might be the keyword, because I still need to, like... Alright, maybe not. I'll tell you this much. Some of these maps are terrifying to me. Like, legit. Some of them just... The way that they're designed and the way that the source engine handles some maps... Sometimes they're okay. Other times, they're just dreadful to be in. You know that feeling that I mentioned in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodline? Apply that for every Source game where it's pretty much almost derelict. You get this sense of, like, isolation and such. Let's see... this one might work, actually. Might being the key word here. Oh, game crashed. I'm not surprised, given the fact that my Garry's mod is just so borked. Let's see though. Alright, apologies right now. I'm just going through like a dozen different things. Alrighty. Been too long since I touched some of these add-ons. And for some of them, I just question the logistics of. Alright. Alright. So I'm trying to piece together what I want in my head. Like what type of medieval... I want to be like fantasy though, that's why I'm going for like these medieval maps. So let me see if I could find one that's applicable. There's like a few, but some of these are using like photos that are not exactly helpful. Oh god, Amnesia maps. I'm never gonna play an Amnesia game. I've already gone through and played Alien Isolation once. Does it look like I need more gray hair on my fucking head right now? Oh, this is interesting. The bunker map. What? Let me see here. Let's see here, the bunker. No. No, I don't wanna, no, I'm good, thank you. I don't need more gray hair than I already have. You know what's funny is that my mod is like asking me, why? Like apart, not, you know, not my actual, she doesn't say that, but you know, she says my real name, but anyway. She goes, apart, why is your hair turning gray? He's like, oh, I can only wonder why. Ugh, boy. Okay, so I think everything should be now set and sorted right now. Okay, so let's see here. I just picked up one map, well, a dozen maps actually. That aside, I picked up a few maps here that would probably fit the descriptor I'm looking for a little bit. though not entirely. So while I'm waiting for this to kick off right now, and wait for my game to, yeah, pretty much spawn in. A while ago, well, yeah, no, like a month or two ago, I got pretty into K-pop Demon Hunters. Great movie, by the way. I would definitely recommend it to anyone that would want to watch it. But I got into K-pop Demon Hunters, and it was pretty interesting to see the production of the movie at the very least. Because that type of stuff is always like interesting to see. Is like, how did this movie get made? You know, what was the thought process for some of it? And, you know, what the development was for it. And so it's pretty interesting to go through and like, let's see. Yeah, it was pretty interesting to go through and try and parcel through like what it is that got it off the ground in the first place. And I'm trying to remember specifics. One thing that stood out was that it went from being owned by Sony to fully owned by Netflix. So if there ever were to be a sequel / serialization of K-pop Demon Hunters, this would 100% be on Netflix's volition, in which, from what I'm seeing, at least at the current time right now, though the movie's been out for a while and nobody's like talking about it like completely, it's still pretty fresh in the people's minds. I wouldn't be surprised if there was ever to be a show or a sequel made like maybe like 2 years later or maybe a year after. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised right now if Netflix was like talking to, well, both creators, to both the creators, writers, and everyone involved in the project to potentially do a sequel and maybe a serialization. I know for a fact that, I will say this, that people should be wary of that, of the fact that if there were ever to be a sequel and serialization of it, that to avoid it being like the Squid Games, you know? Because Squid Games, apparently, according to the director, was only meant to run for one season, and it wasn't ever supposed to get a sequel, or sequel season. And so I feel like when it comes to Netflix wanting to get as much cash out of it, to pull another Squid Game would definitely sour a lot of people's taste towards Netflix further. As if they didn't have enough of that between, Squid Games and that one French movie about kids. And then there was that other, what was it? It was like it's another French movie about a cartel wanting to chop bits and pieces off of themselves. So there's that. And there was also a musical involved too. But yeah, no, it's, for most parts, I feel like with K-pop Demon Hunters, there is room to maybe get some more out of it, but at the same time, you would need to be like very tempered about it. But yeah, developing anything for it would need a great deal of temperance to try and like maintain a healthy amount of momentum while not blowing out of proportion. The best way I could describe it, in theory, and this is probably going to trigger some alarm bells in some people's heads, is probably like how, I think, what was it, before I pull that out right now, let me see here. Alright, yeah, no. The best way I could probably describe it is that, specifically it would be like Kung Fu Panda going from the movies to then the TV show that ran on NIKKE for a while, before then going back to the movies. Same thing with Puss in Boots, now I'm thinking about it, where it goes from the movies to then the same show on Nicktoons. And then there's also the Penguins of Madagascar, from Madagascar to the Penguins TV show and such. So it'll be something I imagine kind of like that. But for me, at the very least, because it involves, like, oh, what the fuck is going on? Fuck. What the fuck happened? Game did not crash. All of a sudden, it just fucking changed aspect ratios on me. What the fuck is going on with Garry's mod? Anyway. So, yeah, as I was saying. So I would imagine this being because it's more accurate to the actual, to a potential serialization. It would go from sort of like how, like I mentioned, Kung Fu Panda to a TV show, but instead it would be K-pop Demon Hunters to a TV show. That would probably be something similar in vein to Totally Spies to some degree or another. Now, I should remiss and remark that despite me making that comparison between the two mediums, I would not expect K-pop Demon Hunter to be exactly like Totally Spies, because in case you don't know anything about that show, for the uninitiated, because I'm an old fogey, Totally Spies is/was a popular TV show among both boys and girls, for a variety of reasons, most prominent of which, at the very least more clear-cut, I will say more innocently enough for it, is that the TV show was fairly interesting and engaging to watch among both demographics because, you know, for the girls, they have girl spies, and for the boys, you have spies. And so, you know, it's kind of like, you know, whatever. And so, yeah, you pretty much got that. You got, you know, pretty okay, interesting-ish characters. A plot line that's at least simple enough to follow because, you know, it's a serialized adventure. And, yeah. Pretty much that's the crux of that show. However... yeah, see how I'm springing that shit on you now? So... However, outside of what I just mentioned, there is a prominence of the show, Totally Spies. Stop sprinkling shit. But yeah, there is a prominence specifically for Totally Spies that, outside of its, you know, simple, memorable premise, there's also the fact that it has undoubtedly caused a variety of awakenings in people's zeitgeist and mind. And by that, I mean that it has been the subject and questioning of the fact that it has a lot of things that have made... It has a lot of things that have pretty much made DeviantArt the way it is. There's like so many, for lack of a better word, fetish awakenings that came from that show alone that you could probably trace back the source of it. A lot of fetishes on DeviantArt back to that show. It's not the sole vector, but it's one of many prominent vectors. And that's where I'll leave it at, because oh boy, there is a lot of that. Oh jeez, I'm trying to find a map now. Still, swear to God, why is my game just like so whatevered? So hard to find a good old-fashioned, you know, just simple map. Cheeserp says, I don't know much about DeviantArt. Well, good on you. I don't recommend ever seeking it out because, yeah, it's not a bad site on a surface level. Alright, I'll leave it at that. On a surface level, it's not a bad site, but as soon as you go ankle deep, you're all of a sudden sinking so deep, you're already covered from the head. It's like that one level in Metal Gear Solid 3, or it's like that beginning level of Metal Gear Solid 3 where there's like quicksand pit, and you pretty much get dragged into it if you stand there for too long. That's pretty much DeviantArt in a nutshell. Alright, there is one thing I do want to point out about DeviantArt to at least highlight the depravity that that website has. And to be more specific, what? Or it's that one puddle in a cartoon where it looks like an inch, but the character just disappears into it. Yeah, that's pretty much DeviantArt in a nutshell. It is on a surface level deceptively, simple. But as soon as you look deep into the abyss, or as soon as you step into it, you all of a sudden head deep and headlong, spiraling out of control. There is one thing I will say about... I really don't want to say it, because it's like one of those things where it's like incomprehensible and just like questioning why, God, why? And it's the fact that... What was it? Oh, jeez. How do I say this without giving too much details? Right, okay, so... Give me a sec. I'm trying to like legit like find the words in my head and in my mouth. So it's like bread. That's it. That's all I'll say. Bread. That is the highlight of depravity on DeviantArt. And if anybody asks, don't ask any further. Because the answer will shake you to the core. But yeah, no, just... just bread. That's it, bread. I'm not going any further than that. I've already said too much as is. Anybody that knows, they fucking know, but... anyone that doesn't, spare yourself the headache and the heartache, as well as just like the questioning of logic as to why. Because it's just... it is the most abstract thing you'll ever see. Alright, let me see if this map will let me launch the... Well, let me launch it at least, because I don't know what happened last time. It just collapsed in on itself and the aspect ratio just disappeared. Alright, let's see. Will it launch, is the question. Because I've been trying to get it to launch for like a good chunk of while now, and my game just literally shot itself in the face trying to launch. Boy, I already have at the very least like 3 characters in mind, maybe 4 to 5, but I do just want to focus on at least minimum 2. Alright, no, it's fucking collapsing in on itself again. I don't know why the aspect ratio is just so screwed right now. Yeah, I don't know why, but the aspect ratio all of a sudden just like collapsed in on itself. Before it's fine, but now it's just literally fucking with me. Yeah, you see this? It's like right here. So I don't know why this map specifically is just like causing me issue. Alright, clearly that map is not going to work, so this is what I'm going to do, because I'm tired of switching panels. Time to get down, dirty, and, you know, whatever. What the fuck is this? Oh, okay, I see. Alright, hush now! This is my domain. Nope. Alright, let's see here. Is it sad that I actually know some of these maps because I played Vindictus? Probably not. But still. I know like a good chunk of these... Yeah, I know like a good chunk of these maps here. Let's see. I don't want Rostesh. It's just dog shit. See, is Regina here in this? No, she's not. At least I don't think she is. She might be among the boss stuff. Let me see. Yep. So, let me double check. Lugfeld, some boss weapons. I hate that I recognize a lot of these assets now at this point. Because I've played Vindictus, not really long, but I've played it to the point that I understand the technical aspects of it. And that's why I hate it so well. That's why I hate my knowledge of it so much right now. Is because like legit, there's like so much that I fucking know. Haven, yep, or Haven. Let's see. Alright, looks like nobody ported Regina over from Merit, so alright, whatever. I want to make like a simple wandering photo, that's why. Either that or maybe like a quick and dirty like battle photo or something. Because I already made like... Earlier today I was playing around and trying to figure out how can I make certain screenshots. And I made like 2 screenshots. 2 to 3 specifically, but yeah. I wanted to try and like try my hand and like trying to understand perspective, shots, and such. So that's why I wanted to undertake this work. I expected a great deal of like technical issues, but I did not expect it to be on this magnitude and litness. Yeah. So real quick, let me just pull up the actual files that I pulled for my stuff. Alright. So this is what I managed to take today for screenshots. This was prior to me streaming. And by that I mean like prior to me streaming today. So this is what I took initially, and then I experimented in trying doing different angles and shots. Bear in mind, this is the same, this is still technically the same photo from here. And so now it's just like different angles and such. Those are pretty. Yeah. I was pretty satisfied with them. But yeah, alright, but yeah, no, I'm not really happy with the first one, but I did at the very least put in perspective like what I'm looking at to some extent. And I'm more happy with like the later shots that I pulled. Cause as you see here, they're like, it's like, you know, more primary angles, I guess you could say. I don't know the terminology, alright? I'm sorry. But yeah, the angles here are much more clear. You have like a subject, you have a subject background and such, subject background and such. So yeah, this one just was broad, and that's the best way to put it. Funnily enough, I actually did try and play around with like this actually kind of like light a fire in my under my ass and such, in which this photo particularly, with like applying like color filters and such, made me think, hey, maybe I should try playing around with like different in-game color color shading and such. You gotta rule a third, but the exposure on her hair is fire. Yeah. I mostly lucked out on the fact that the map was able to support it as well. Because this was just me putting two models down and then posing them, and that's it. And so that's why I kind of want to like try to do something more, not really extensive, but you know, at the very least more wider. Let me see. Clearly that map isn't going to cut it, so let me see if I got something that's a bit more forgiving and flatter. I don't want to have to bust out the Vindictus stuff yet, but I will, if I have to. Let me see. Trouble in Terrorist Town stuff? No. Thing is, I want to do like a nighttime thing right now. And I don't have anything that's like subdued. Closest one I got is here in this map. But still. What the hell? See if I could at least... Let's see if I could at the very least get that. Find out if a map is just shitting itself on purpose, or if it's just something else altogether. Gotta head off to bed soon. And good night. Hope you have a great day. Yeah, I hope you have a good one too. Alright, let's see if I could try and get something out right now. That's what I want to find out. Yeah, that's what I want to try and find out right now, is just trying to, like, get it down. I should remark as well that I'm not using the in-game camera because I think specifically for Garry's mod, at least, this is both Garry's mod and I think as well as Steam by proxy. The in-game capture that it uses is a JPEG, which in and itself isn't bad, but for the sake of visual clarity, it's kind of shit. But yeah, in terms of like visual clarity and such, JPEG is just not that good. And that's why I'm using the NVIDIA shadow capture thing instead on that. Fuck. I'm dry mouthing. Alrighty. See if the map will load. Alright, what the fuck? Seriously. Alright, fucking... Garry's mod is not working with me right now. For some ungodly reason, it keeps on compressing to a corner of the... Yeah, it just keeps on compressing to a corner of my screen. So what you're seeing is legit, like, what I'm seeing as well. There's nothing I can do about it immediately, so I'm just gonna declare this a bust right now and put it on wrap. What a shame. I was hoping to actually pull off some more screenshots. Hold on, what the fuck? Something's up. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Something's up right now. Something's like legit, like fucking up. Why is like half my screen just filled? Let me see. Properties, videos. Corrupted Windows state. Seriously? Well, what the fuck is going on? What the hell? Hold on. Something's up. Like something is legit going on. Let me see. What the fuck is going on with my stuff? Let me try. Huh. Interesting. Because for some reason, and this is now me spotting, this for some reason changed when I installed ArcCW. I don't know why, but that just so happens to be the case. Because my aspect ratio restored as soon as I disconnected from the server specifically. And so, right now, I'm trying to figure out why the hell that is the case. And so, let me disable one of the stuff that's there. Let me see, let me backtrack a bit, see what's causing this issue. So far, nothing up to that point was causing issues, but until inertia was applied to a specific set of weapons. Let me see. Oh. Ooh, okay. Alright, right now I'm working on disabling a few things right now. So let me see here. Okay. Let's try again. See if this will work. Yeah, let's see if this will work right now. If I can't get it to boot, I'll call it a bust after at least one more try afterwards, because I think I'm narrowing down some issues that are like arising. Ah, jeez. All this effort just to fucking take a photo. Alright, come on. Come on. Show me what's going on. saying the Lua started, but I don't know why it's just not letting it just be as is. Every time I'm seeing it, the aspect ratio just all of a sudden squishes inward and just starts decaying. Alright, yeah, now we're cooking a little bit. Now we got something. Hold on, give me a moment, because it's loading everything up right now, it seems like. At least I hope it is. Ugh, fuck's sakes. Up, there we go. Right, I don't know why my stuff is like halfway there, but you know. No, this is just greatly inconvenient right now. But I'll have to work with what I got for the time being. Let's see here. The woods are dark and scary right now. Because, alright, so right now I'm actually in the game now. So that's what's going on. The problem is now is that half my shit is just now slanted over to one side. I don't know why. Hold on. Alrighty. Apologies. Ma's back from vacation, it seems. No, I knew about that actually. I'm not saying, shouldn't say like I never knew in the first place. Okay, so let's see here. Within city limits and within some place we could actually see. Trying to think. Ugh, boy. me see if there's anything I can work with, if at all. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, so very least, let's see if I can spawn some entities that might work. Hmm. Let's get the subjects in first. So where are they? I don't know why everything's now long. What the fuck? I can't go any lower. So I can't get the subjects that I'm wanting to get in the first place. Great. Well, first, while I'm here, at the very least, because I know for a fact I won't be able to, I'm not liable to be able to do. Ugh, I can't even access some of the stuff I want. Ugh, my fucking Garry's mod is a mess right now, though. God, do I have to do a full uninstall of everything I got? Probably. Alright, I'm declaring this whole thing experiments of a bust right now. Because my UI just got fucked over hard, and I gotta figure out what's causing it to be that way. So, thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the stream. If you want to see more, I'll be picking this up at another point in time. Likely tomorrow, when I can. I'll probably be streaming Oblivion, doing some of the guild quests, and yeah. Till then, take care of yourselves.